Hello everyone, this is Dr. Surya. Today we are going to see how to draw a velocity triangle of a Pelton turbine. Okay, first we should know what is the working principle of the turbine. So, fluid will be striking in the blade of the turbine, and this because of the striking of the fluid, the blade starts to rotate and thereby it produces the rotational energy, that is a hydraulic energy is converted into mechanical energy, and then the turbine shaft will be coupled with the electric generator where the mechanical energy will be converted into the electrical energy. Thereby we are generating a hydroelectric power. So the concept is very simple: hydraulic energy into mechanical energy and mechanical energy to electrical energy. This is just a working principle of the turbine. So today we are going to see about how to draw a velocity triangle of a Pelton turbine. So we all know that we use double hemispherical bucket for the Pelton turbine. So it is a type of an impulse turbine. Pelton turbine is an impulse turbine. So we are using double hemispherical bucket. So first we have to draw the double hemispherical bucket. So this is the double hemispherical bucket of a Pelton turbine. And then water is flowing tangentially in the bucket. It means straight away the water will be striking the bucket from the nozzle. I am drawing a nozzle here. So from the nozzle, water will be straightly striking the bucket. This is a Pelton turbine. So this is my nozzle. So from the nozzle, water will be striking to the bucket, and we'll have a velocity for that bucket. So we call this as velocity of jet. The velocity of water is called as velocity of jet. We call this as absolute velocity of jet. Remember one point: all the inlet triangle will be denoting it by 1 and all the outlet will be denoted by 2. So 1 will be denoted as inlet and 2 will be denoted as outlet. So I'm using V1. So because it is an inlet triangle and we are using 1 denotation here. So V1 is the velocity which is striking from the nozzle. The water is straightly striking the bucket. That's why we do not have any triangle. That is, there will not be any inlet triangle. There is a straight line for the inlet triangle. So once the water strikes the bucket, then it flows over the surface of the bucket. So this is the surface of the bucket. So the water will be flowing in the surface of the bucket. Then after that it will get exited. Once the water is getting struck, this bucket will start moving. So bucket will be moving with the velocity u. So u will be the velocity of bucket. Remember one point: velocity of jet will be always greater than the velocity of bucket. We all know that water will be traveling very faster. So we have to denote the velocity of the bucket in a smaller denotation. So this will be the velocity of bucket. Okay, so velocity of the bucket will be always lesser than the velocity of the jet. Next one is, another one is that, so there are two velocity here. One is the velocity of the jet and another one is the velocity of the bucket. So the remaining portion will be the relative velocity. So VR1 is the relative velocity and relative velocity will be equal to V1 minus U1. So the velocity of jet with respect to bucket is known as relative velocity. The velocity of the jet with respect to bucket is known as relative velocity. In simple, I can say that if you are going for a walking in a park, one person will be going in a speed of 10 km per hour, another person will be going in the speed of 8 km per hour. So when you give a relationship between these two things, then that is called as a relative velocity. Okay, so this is the inlet velocity triangle of a Pelton turbine. So this next one is that water will be moving with the surface of the bucket. So this, once the water is getting striked here, it will be moving with the surface of the bucket and it will get deflected. So this will be the straight line. I am drawing a straight line here, and this water will, after it is moving here, so it will get deflected. So this will be angle of deflection pi. Angle of deflection pi. Okay, so once the water is going, we will be having the velocity of jet is going. So this will be my, just a minute. So this will be my velocity of jet. So which is my V2. V2. So velocity of jet is V2. Generally, if you learn in the engineering mechanics, we'll be subdividing our velocity into two components. That is, if you have any slanting thing, we'll be dividing it into horizontal component and vertical component. Horizontal component and vertical component. So here the horizontal component will be whirl velocity. V2 is subdivided as VW2, and vertical component will be velocity of flow. So because it is a horizontal component, I am drawing like this. So which is VW2, and there is a vertical component which is my VF2. So when it is there, you will be having an angle alpha. Then we have to denote our relative velocity. So with respect to bucket, so this will be my relative velocity, which is VR2, and this will be the blade angle. Blade angle, I am denoting it as beta 2. This is alpha 2. So beta will be the blade angle. Once the relative velocity is denoted, we have to denote the velocity of bucket. So which is my U2. So this is very simple. So since because the water is straight away striking the bucket, we do not have any triangle in the inlet part of the Pelton turbine. So we are drawing a straight line. After that the water is moving in the towards the bucket, and then it goes tangentially, it moves like this. Then we are drawing it. Since because it is moving in an angle, we are subdividing into two components, that is horizontal component and vertical component. Then we have to denote our relative velocity and velocity of the bucket. So this is the velocity triangle for a Pelton turbine. And general points to remember is that you have to remember that U1 will be equal to U2 will be equal to U is equal to pi dn by 60. So this is the formula for the velocity of bucket, and there is no angle in the inlet triangle. So it becomes alpha 1 is equal to 0 and beta 1 is equal to 0, since because there is no angle in the nozzle and there is no velocity of flow also. So Vf1 is equal to 0 and V1 will be equal to Vw1, and my relative velocity VR1 is equal to V1 minus U1. So these are general common points we have to remember when we are using our Pelton wheel turbine. Thank you. Happy learning.